Hello everyone, today I'm here to do a tag video. So today's video is sponsored by HarperCollins in celebration of the release of Love, Life, and the List by Casey West. This is Casey West's newest book and it's all about a 17-year-old girl named Abby who is a painter and really trying to get into this art show because she knows that if she gets into the art show she can put it on her resume and she can apply to this really amazing winter program at an art institute that she has her heart set on. When she shows her pieces to the museum director, he says that she does not have enough heart to be in the show. Abby somehow gets another opportunity to show her paintings again to the museum director, and Abby decides to take a chance and decides to start a project that gives her more heart. And he titles it The Heartless, and it's 10 things to do all in a month before her art show so she can get more heart and through that and put that into her painting, so the paintings she shows the museum director he will love and put in the show. So these 10 things she puts on the list range from like getting a stranger's story to facing a fear to watching life come into the world. It's literally a list of a whole bunch of different things, and that's what this whole book is about, is her tackling this heartless. And it's also about her having this unrequited love for her best friend Cooper. And her friend group has usually had 4 people in it, but 2 of them have gone away for the summer, so it's just her and Cooper, the boy that she loves so much and she confessed her love for, and he didn't take it so greatly. So they're just best friends, and she's also dealing with that. So this book was just amazing. I have read all of Casey West's books before. You guys know she is one of my favorite contemporary authors, and I have to say, this is my new favorite Casey West book. I loved it. I thought the characters were amazing. I love how it was about painting. I also really loved that it dealt with anxiety as well, because Abby's mom deals with anxiety, and you got to see her interact with her mom, also talk about anxiety as overall. I also just love the love in it. Casey West writes the most adorable, fluffy romances that I just cannot get enough of. As always, these books are so quick to fly through. I read this book in like 2 days, couldn't get enough of it. I gave it like a 4.75 out of 5. I loved it. Like I said, hands down my new favorite Casey West book. And I wasn't expecting that at all, because my favorite Casey West book has always been P.S. I Like You, but this one takes the cake. I loved it. So if you're an artist, read it. If you love contemporary books, read it. If you just want a cute, fluffy romance book to read, definitely check this book out. So obviously now on to the tags. So since Abby created a heart list, things pretty much that she wants to accomplish in order to gain more experience in her life, grow more heart, as weird as that sounds. I thought since the new year is rapidly approaching, like 2018 is literally knocking on my door. Like, it's like, hello, I'm here. I thought I would make a New Year's tag. This is just gonna be a quick short tag because I know a lot of people, including myself, are gonna make a separate video specifically for their 2018 goals. So I thought, let's just make a New Year's tag talking about resolutions, whether they be book resolutions and just life resolutions overall in general. And like I said, it's inspired by Love, Life, and the List. And yay, so excited. So on to this tag video. So the first question is, how many books are you planning to read in 2018? And this one I struggled a lot with because I felt this past 3 months or so I've really put a lot of pressure on myself to read. So I often said that I was gonna set my Goodreads goal for 1 book in 2018. That way I wouldn't feel pressured or anything like that. I'm still grappling with that idea. Honestly, the number I would ideally like to reach in 2018 for books read is 50. So I feel like that's just my kind of I keep that kind of generic every year. I feel like I either go between 50 or 60, and sometimes I hit right on par with it, or this year I blow it out of the water. But 50 is like I'd say my general rule of books I would like to read for next year. Question number 2 is, name 5 books that you didn't get to this year in 2017, but you are trying to make a priority for in 2018. So my TBR pile is ever growing, but there are a lot of books that I've been like, I'm gonna get to you, and I still have yet to get to them. So the 5 books I am making a priority to read in 2018. The first one is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Frederick Bachman. I've had this on my shelf forever. I love his books. The only reason why I have yet to read this because I know it's gonna be a heart-wrencher type of a book, so I kind of sometimes steer away from those because my heart just can't take it, but I need to read it. Definitely making this a priority. The next book is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I got this 3 or 4 months ago, so it's relatively new on my TBR pile, but the movie Love, Simon is coming out I want to say in February or March, one of those. So I want to read the book obviously before I see the movie, and I want to kind of keep it very close. Like I want to read the book and then like see the movie the next week. So I'm definitely reading this in 2018, not worried about it at all. I love Becky Albertalli's writing, just quick to fly through. Another one I would like to get to is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I haven't read this yet because I've been saving it for a particular mood. This one's a funny historical book and I love those, so I've been saving it for like a rainy day or when I'm in the right mood. But either way, 2018, I'm definitely reading this, and I'm still grappling with the idea of either physically reading it or audiobooking it, because a lot of people say they love the audiobook, but I'm gonna read this bad boy. This Hayden Christensen, Ryan Philippe of a bad boy next year. And the next book I want to get to, a lot of you guys are gonna beat me up over because I said I was gonna read it this month. And I didn't. And that is The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. I know, throw your stones at me. I don't know, I struggle with this wanting to read it and not wanting to read it. There's so many reasons behind that, because there's, number one, there's so much hype around this book. I'm afraid I'm not gonna love it as much as everyone else does. Number two, the sheer size of it, it's lengthy. Number three, I know it's gonna be a heart wrencher, so I know it's gonna make me sob. Number four, I'm not the best with historical fiction. Like funny historical fiction, I can do that all the time, but not straight up historical fiction. I'm quite not that great on it. So there's a lot of reasons why I have not attempted to crack this open, but I want to make 2018 the year that I at least attempted. And the last book that I didn't read this year that I definitely want to get to in 2018, or I should just call that my whole TBR shelf, but we're talking about 5 books here. That is Artemis by Andy Weir. This is his second book. He released The Martian, and I love that book so much. I'm kind of afraid to read this one because I've heard mixed reviews about it, but I definitely plan to. In 2018, I'm gonna make it happen. The next question, question number 3, is what genre do you want to read more from? So I feel like with each reader, we kind of have our preferred genres, and there are some genres we just don't read a lot of or we shy away from. There's some genres like I will never read from, like horror. No, I don't want to expand my horizons with horror, not with the horror genre, but there are other genres I'm really interested in that I want to read more of. In particularly, I want to read more literary fiction in 2018. I feel like we can put that under the umbrella of just adult books in general. Here I feel like I look back and I'm like, I've read a lot of adult books, and I look at it, I'm like, no, I haven't. And I want to read more adult books, honestly. I do. I enjoyed them. I love YA, but I also love adult as well. So 2018, I want to make the year of reading a lot more adult books, like to the scope of like, I want to read at least maybe close to like maybe 60% young adult books and 40% adult books. I want them to be very, very close when I look at the year overall. So I just want to read more adult books, in particular literary fiction. So that's my goal for next year. That's the one genre I really want to read more from. Question number 4 has 3 questions, like kind of all wrapped up in one, I guess. That is, name 3 non-book related goals you're setting for yourself in 2018. So for me, the 3 goals I have, of course, I have limitless goals, as probably all of us do, but the first non-related book goal I want to talk about is saving. I want to make 2018 the year of saving. My husband and I have been really toying with the idea of selling our townhouse we live in and moving into another house, but with that come a lot of costs with mortgages. And can we afford this house? Probably not. Can we afford this house? But we really have to do upgrades on our house to sell it. It's literally the worst game of your life. So 2018, we're trying to make it the year where we save a lot of money for a down payment for a new house, as well as getting our house ready to sell. Now, this doesn't mean necessarily that we're going to sell our house in 2018. We don't think we're close to that by any means, because we have to really get our finances in order, get our budgeting in order. But either way, 2018, the word of the year is going to be save. We're pretty good budgeters. We've especially gotten a lot better at it over these past few months, but we really want to tackle it really strictly. And it's gonna be quite an interesting goal, that's for sure. Whether we'll accomplish it, who freaking knows, but I hope we do. Next non-related book goal completely is contradictory to my first one, and that is to travel more. You know, my goal is to save, but also to travel more. How does that work? Who knows? I don't travel a lot. That's just the honest truth. I have a 3-year-old son, so what time do I have to travel? What time do I have to do anything during the day? So traveling is pretty much non-existent in my world, but this year I want to make it a little bit, even if it's a couple trips. That's all I really want. and I already have a couple of them planned out, so that's great. I'm going to Florida at the very beginning of February, and hopefully if everything works out, finances and all that stuff, and just time management, I can go to BookCon in New York in June, I think. So those are 2 trips right there, but I want to travel a little bit more, even if it's within my home state, to like travel throughout the whole state, just seeing different sites. I want to put myself and immerse myself in the world and just really get myself out there as much as I can while being reasonable still. And my third non-related book goal is to relax. I am a workaholic. There is no secret about that. When I'm not working, I'm working. Even when I watch a show, I'm like, oh, I'll watch a show, but I'll also coupon, I'll also plan, I'll also write my grocery list. I can never just solely relax. I always have 50,000 things going on in my head. So this year I really want to try to just take a breath, take a step back, and to enjoy life and just breathe a little bit easier and try to relax a little bit more. That one's probably gonna be the hardest with Mom, if I'm honest with you. Question number 5 is, what is a book that you've had forever but you still have yet to read that you're gonna try to read next year? Fingers crossed. One book that comes to mind that I still have yet to read, that I feel like it's been on my shelf forever, is When Witch by Susie Dennard. I have had this book probably over a year now. It's the second book within the Witchland series, and I just have not had a desire to read it, if I'm honest with you. So I've had it forever. I just need to read it. I've read the first book in the series. I feel like I need to continue on with the series. So yeah, this is just the one book that whenever I hear a question, it's like, one book you've had forever. This is the one that comes to mind. The next question is, name 2018 in one word. Pretty much summarizing in one word what you want 2018 to look like. And that could be anything for you. It could be joyful. It could be pushing, like pushing yourself. Whatever you want to do, pick one word. For me, it's saving. That's the main goal for 2018, is saving. Saving time, saving money, saving energy, saving just saving overall is my main focus in 2018. So here's to hoping. And the last question is to tag a friend. In honor of the new year rapidly approaching, tag somebody that you want to see their resolutions or answers to these questions. And for that, I'm going to tag my friend Kristen over at Super Space Chick, and I would love to see her answers to this tag. There's pretty much my heart list or my New Year's tag, inspired by Love, Life, and the List by Casey West. Again, this video was sponsored by HarperCollins, so thank you so much to them for doing that. And I highly recommend this book. That's not saying that. I really, truly enjoyed it. And you guys know I love some Casey West books, and this was my favorite. So I already want to reread it again, honestly. Like, I just adored it. So definitely check this book out, and please feel free to do this tag for the New Year's coming up. I would love to see your answers and leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.